Hello everyone, my name is Austin Munchahurst, and this week in Brand Analysis I will be talking about Duolingo. Duolingo is a language learning software that is mobile and free for everybody to use. Duolingo works in language pairs, so for English speakers, they have courses Portuguese for English, French for English, German for English, etc. Duolingo is mobile and has a strong community and is the largest language learning app on the market today. Duolingo is on top. This Reuters article mentions that clearly. However, not that long ago, Duolingo had the competitors Rosetta Stone, Berlitz, and a more recent competitor, Memrise. In an effort to be more competitive and more modern and more mobile, Rosetta Stone has created more mobile content, more freemium content, and has purchased um, a more recent business called LiveMocha, where you can earn points to progress forward and buy new lessons by correcting other people's language, by correcting other people's translations. So, say you're learning French, you could correct a French speaker's English translation for points to buy more lessons. Duolingo is a very bright, happy, very technology forward, very mobile forward, very um, optimistic app, a very optimistic brand. Using the description for their designs at duolingo.com/design, I constructed this brand positioning statement. For vibrant world citizens, Duolingo is the best free and mobile language learning app among all language software providers because of its active crowdsourcing community. Duolingo, because of its large crowdsourcing community, can remain free, and that, I would argue, is its largest point of deviation, of its largest point of differentiation. Berlitz and Rosetta Stone are both very expensive when you choose to buy the entirety of them, and their freemium content is limited. Meanwhile, LiveMocha, in order to get more content, they kind of hold it hostage with engagement. They give you we'll give you this if you do this for us, referring to referring to you having to correct the opposite language pair to get more content. Duolingo as a brand is very fresh, vibrant, genial. It's very clean, but one could argue that their art borders on cartoonish. And while I don't feel like this is a big problem for the brand, adults could feel like it's talking down to them. Duolingo's strengths, I would argue, is clearly its community, and they can build many things based on this. For example, the Duolingo Incubator is a space where Duolingo community individuals can build apps. They can build language pairs based on Duolingo's skeleton and teach whatever language they want based on Duolingo's approval. One could argue that Duolingo's revenue model, is its most threatening weakness. If Duolingo doesn't continue to get funding from the UN to teach languages that are in trouble, like Ukrainian and languages that are in trouble, then they might have a funding problem. One could also argue that talking down to adults with their childish art could also be a weakness. Duolingo acts on opportunities with refugee crises and schools. They have an interface where Duolingo can work into classrooms. And there's another opportunity that they haven't taken advantage of yet, where you talk to somebody with the opposite language learning pair as you. So if you speak English and you want to learn Spanish, I think there's an opportunity for Duolingo to hook you up with a person who grew up with Spanish and wants to learn English. That way you can talk and get real bilinguality, real speaking prowess. Threats to Duolingo is, as with all apps, somebody doing it better, somebody building a better algorithm that does what Duolingo does, but only better. Here are my sources, and here are your discussion prompts. Is the art and feel of Duolingo too childish? Is that a point of weakness? Take a look at translate.google.com/community. Could Google be a threat to Duolingo's funding in future? With the Google community, they are crowdsourcing translations, which is basically how Duolingo makes money. It sells its translations to Google Translate. If Google does this itself, is that going to undermine Duolingo? Thanks for listening, and I look forward to seeing your responses in the comments.